point when the ovation for self-determination, fear of ethnic domination, and bigotry sentiments gets to an all-time high since the end of the Civil War in 1970. The 1999 Constitution states that Nigeria is one indivisible and indissoluble sovereign state to be known by the name Federal Republic of Nigeria. Nigeria's journey towards a common destiny in this episode of Question Time naturally comes under review. It's Question Time. Welcome to the program. I'm Benga Ashiru. You may also join in this conversation by sending us your comments on our various social media platforms showing on your screen. With many calling for another national confab, some are of the view that the 1914 amalgamation places the country on a faulty foundation, just as some call it a merger of strange bedfellows. With mounting uncertainty with each passing day, what initially appeared to be a casual rhetoric of disaffection between the ethnic groups gradually got to its climax with a strong declaration from some ethnic groups to return to their own tents in search of their different political destinies. As the federal government warns that it would not condone any divisive or hate speech from any group, does the federal government have the capacity to stop the drumbeat of war and this looming floodgate of bloodshed? Channels TV crew caught up with the chairman of the Arewa Consultative Forum and the Sultan of Katsina, former retired Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Kumasi. We began by asking him his thoughts on the current ethnic tension in the country. The chairman of the Arewa Consultative Forum and the Sultan of Katsina, retired IGP Ibrahim Kumasi. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Question Time.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, taking our point of departure now, this is a time when the nation is faced with lots of agitation threatening Nigeria's existence and sense of nationhood. What do you make of these developments?
Well, first of all, the Constitution guarantees freedom of expression, freedom of association, provided people who want to express their opinion or make agitation for anything do it within the Constitution, within the ambit of the law. We have been having this since over and over again. So it's not strange anyway.
Would you say these are legitimate demands?
No, they don't suggest that they are legitimate, but they are demands all the same. And the Constitution says you are free to express what you want.
So what makes this illegitimate? Because the UN Charter guarantees the right of self-determination. And when you look at the fact that this demands is felt from almost all the spheres of the country. In the northern Nigeria, we have the Arewa youth giving out a quit notice to the Igbos in the 19 states of the country. And also in the south, we have the sit-at-home syndrome, and also we have the clamor for Biafra.
No, you are putting the cart before the horse. It is the agitation that brought about the reaction of some other people in the country. The Biafran people have been agitating for Biafra. And we all know, everybody knows, Biafra is finished with since the Civil War. They took up arms and fought against Nigeria. They were defeated, they surrendered, their leader even left the country for Ivory Coast. And now, the government of that day, General Gawan precisely said, no victor, no vanquished. As a matter of fact, he introduced the 3 R's, reconstruction, rehabilitation, and so on and so forth. And things are normal. And within the shortest possible time, an Igbo man became vice president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Chief Alex Ekweme. So I don't know what the agitation are for. And then they have not been doing it in peace or in a civilized manner. They use language, foul language against, especially in northern Nigeria. Why? They can ask for whatever they want.
Now, what makes these demands illegitimate? Because we are talking about the quit notice given to Igbos by members of the Arewa Youth Consultative Forum, and we're also looking at the clamor for self-determination and the clamor for Biafra. So what makes this illegitimate? Because we have the UN Charter that guarantees the rights to self-determination.
And nobody is talking against that. But we're talking about the method and the means of achieving whatever you want. Self-determination, why? By all means. But you don't have to be nasty and threatening violence and so on and so forth. What for? After all, they have investments, a lot of investment in northern Nigeria. What will they say if now there is crisis again? Can we afford to have another civil war in this country? When we had the last civil war, all their properties left behind in northern Nigeria, they came back and found them intact. Even buildings which were on rentage, they came back and got all the money accrued from the rentages, kept in the banks and handed over to them. Was it the same thing in, say, Rivers State or Port Harcourt?
Now, zooming in into your camp now, there seems to be some discordant tune now. The voice of the elders different from what we are hearing from the youth. You have denied that the Arewa as a body has given out a quit notice. You have distanced yourself from such statements now. But what do you make of such discordant tune coming from your camp?
Well, let's get it correct. People get together and form organizations. They call it Arewa Consultative Youth or Arewa this. Mine is Arewa Consultative Forum. And people like to associate it with Arewa Consultative Forum. It doesn't mean it is Arewa Consultative Forum. You had my reaction when they made the declaration that when they issued the ultimatum. We said, no, they cannot do that. They shouldn't do that. And therefore, they should discountenance this. This is a united Nigeria, a peaceful country. Everybody can live wherever they wanted, and they can pursue legitimate earnings. So the youth should please keep within the ambit of the law.